Hi everyone, it's Emily with this week's story, and this one is all about two men. And I'm going to use this storybook called The House on the Rock, which has got some cool pictures as I explain the story to you. So, this is a story that Jesus told, and it is about two men. Now, this is the wise man. There's the wise man there with all his bits to build his house, and he was in search of somewhere good to build his house. He decided on a nice firm rock. I think this looks good, said the man. This is where I shall build my house. The second man is this guy, and he is called the foolish man. And it looks like he is deciding to build his house on the sand. Can you see the sand by his feet? He's got a very fancy robe on as well, isn't he? And he is going to build his house on the sand. So the two men got to work. The wise man was pulling really tough stone up his big rock. There you go. He's got a nice little pulley system there, hasn't he? Really getting a sweat on. The foolish man, well, he had a flat pack house, and so his built up a lot quicker. All he needed was some nails, but he still looks a bit puffed out, doesn't he? Eventually, both houses were complete, and the wise man stepped back from his house and thought, do you know what? I'm pretty proud with that. I have built a really good house. As he turned around, he noticed, oh, what was that? Oh, it feels like rain. Wet, cold, miserable rain. The foolish man was inside his house and, oh, what was that? He felt some rain too, but he was inside. Uh-oh. As the rain came down and the flood waters came up, the man who built his house on the rock, his house stood firm. There were no holes in the roof. The floorboards were still flat. There was no wobbling about on his house. What about the foolish man who built his house on the sand? Oh, dear me! He wasn't safe from the flood waters, and the rain was coming through the roof, but it was also coming through the floor. The sand was letting the water in, and he had water up to his ankles. Uh-oh. As the rain stopped, the wise man came out of his house and saw that his house was still okay. There was nothing wrong with it at all. But as he looked across at the foolish man, his house has completely collapsed under the rain. The sand and the flat-packed building were no good at all. It doesn't say it in the Bible, but the last picture from this book has the wise man inviting the foolish man into his house for a cup of tea and to warm up, which I think is really nice. But with our theme being code crackers, can we today crack the code of what this story is all about? Does it only apply to men? Does it only apply to people that build houses? Because I don't build houses. Do you? No, Jesus isn't talking about those people. His story is for everyone, for you, for me, everybody. This story is all about what we build our lives upon and whether during tough times those things will help us to keep going or whether they will actually disappear and do us no good at all, just like the foolish man discovered. For example, if we built our lives and focused our lives on football, we would have found the last few months of lockdown really tricky. We wouldn't have been able to play ourselves. We wouldn't have been able to see our teammates. All the TV matches stopped. Hmm, that's not very good, is it? Or if our life was focused on becoming rich and famous and glamorous, we'd probably soon realise that those things don't solve all our problems, and that when difficulties come, like being ill, that money doesn't solve everything, and being famous doesn't help us either. What Jesus is